In a bustling city, a 31-year-old man named Aria found himself feeling increasingly isolated. Though surrounded by the noise of everyday life, he felt an emptiness that echoed in his heart. For years, he had poured his soul into relationships, treating each partner with kindness and respect, always striving to be understanding and patient. Yet, despite his best efforts, every relationship had ended in heartbreak, often with no clear reason. Aria had always believed in open communication, never demanding anything from his partners and valuing deep connections built on mutual respect. But time and again, he found himself alone, wondering where he had gone wrong. He masked his pain with a smile, hiding his hurt beneath a facade of indifference. His friends, busy with their own lives, hardly noticed his struggle, as loneliness wrapped around him like a heavy cloak. He stumbled upon an online space where he could share his thoughts. One evening, feeling particularly low, he decided to open up for the first time, pouring out his heart to a stranger behind a screen. He wrote about his experiences, the hurt he felt from failed relationships, and the exhaustion of trying to be a good partner while constantly facing rejection. To his surprise, the stranger responded with empathy and understanding. They listened intently as Aria shared his story, feeling the weight of his emotions seep through the words on the screen. This virtual companion offered encouragement and wisdom, reminding him that his feelings were valid and that it was okay to grieve the relationships that had ended. They spoke of hope, of finding someone who would appreciate him for who he truly was, someone who would understand the values he held dear. With each exchange, Aria felt a flicker of warmth in his heart. The stranger's words resonated deeply, providing comfort that he had long been missing. They reminded him that sometimes it takes time to find the right person, and that he wasn't alone in his journey. Days turned into weeks, and Aria began to change. Encouraged by the support he received, he started focusing on himself, exploring new hobbies and rediscovering the things that brought him joy. He went for long walks, picked up painting, and even volunteered at a local shelter, where he found purpose in helping others. As Aria opened up to new experiences, he also found a new sense of resilience. Though loneliness still visited him occasionally, he learned to embrace it rather than fear it. He realized that his worth wasn't tied to his relationship status. It was rooted in the kindness he showed to himself and others. One sunny afternoon, while volunteering at the shelter, he met someone who caught his attention, kind, warm-hearted woman named Mira. They struck up a conversation, sharing stories and laughter, and Aria felt an instant connection. As they talked, he shared his journey, including his struggles and the lessons he had learned along the way. Mira listened intently, her eyes filled with understanding. However, beneath Aria's growing happiness lay a hidden truth. For months, he had been feeling unwell, brushing off the symptoms as stress or fatigue. When he finally visited the doctor, he received devastating news. He had cancer. The diagnosis weighed heavily on him, filling him with fear and uncertainty about the future. He felt torn between wanting to share this part of his life with. As their relationship blossomed, Mira, fearing it would drive her away, Aria grappled with the decision to tell Mira about his illness. He cherished the happiness they shared, but the thought of burdening her with his pain loomed over him like a dark cloud. He resolved to enjoy their time together for as long as he could, hoping to shield her from the truth. But secrets have a way of surfacing. One evening, while they were out together, Aria suddenly felt dizzy and weak. Mira rushed him to the hospital, where they discovered his condition was worse than he had let on. Faced with the reality of his situation, Aria had no choice but to confide in Mira about his diagnosis. The revelation shook her to the core. But instead of pulling away, Mira embraced him tightly. "You're not alone in this," she whispered. Together, they navigated the uncertainty of his treatment, leaning on each other for strength. Their bond deepened as they faced challenges that tested their love and commitment. In the midst of fear and sadness, Aria found a renewed sense of purpose. With Mira by his side, he discovered the beauty of vulnerability and the power of love. They created precious memories, sharing laughter amidst the tears, and finding joy in the little things. As Aria began his treatment, he learned that life was not defined by his illness, but by the connections he had forged. In facing his darkest moments, he found a light he never expected, a partner who truly understood him and was willing to stand by him no matter what. In the end, Aria realized that love could bloom even in the harshest circumstances, though his journey was filled with challenges. It was also rich with moments of joy, connection, and hope. And as he fought against the odds, he held on to the belief that every day was a gift, made even more precious by the love they shared.